Good morning. Welcome to the E3 Weekly Market Report. Exports are just coming out. Let's go to those. Sales in old crop cotton, 38,400. Marketing year low, down 14% from the previous week, down 59% from the 4-week average. Vietnam took 47,600. Let's see, China took looks like China took a couple thousand running bales. And then Colombia took a few. Then we had Turkey canceling 9,500, Japan canceling, I think, about 2,000, Honduras canceling a small amount. New crop sales, very strong, and we've seen this trend recently. We're not, as the crop year is going off, everybody's switching, it appears, to new crop. And the new crop sales, 194,000 running bales. Vietnam took 58,500. Thailand took 30,000. China took 29,400. South Korea took 27,300. That's pretty strong. That's pretty strong. And what's interesting is we've seen high prices. We've seen the market move up to much higher levels and flatten out for the last 3 weeks. You would think with higher prices, exports would drop, whether it's old crop or new crop. In fact, new crop is gaining momentum. Let's see where the market is. Cotton was up 8 just before this report. Right now, cotton's up somewhere around 27 to 28, so it's at 74.56. The high made overnight was 74.89. Let's look at soybeans. Soybean number with prices low, you would think in the recent weeks, hopefully would stimulate demand at these cheap prices. Let's look. Net sales of soybeans, 542,200, up noticeably from the previous week. China took 335,500. Germany took 99,500. The Netherlands took 75,700. That's for old crop. New crop, a big number, 1,128,200 metric tons. Unknown destinations is taking 727,900. China took 322,000. Japan took 29,400. The bean number was up 7 before this report came out. Right now it's up 9.25, trading at 9.64 3/4. The high overnight was 9.66, so not far from the high. Excuse me. Corn, old crop, 331,100. That's down 25% from the previous week and down 27% from the 4-week average. Egypt took 122,500. Japan took 108,900. Vietnam took 76,000. Let's go to new crop. 896,300 metric tons. Unknown destinations taking 638,600. So, in the case of beans and corn, we could be seeing rolling from old crop to new crop. So 896,300. Unknown destination 638,000. Japan took 103,600. Mexico took 56,000. We were unchanged in corn just before the report. Right now, corn is up 1/2 to 3/4 cents. Looking next at wheat, net sales of 326,500. That's for the current 2016-2017 year. That's down 36% from the previous week and down 39% from the 4-week average. Nigeria took 148,000 metric tons. We've got Guatemala taking 52,500. South Korea taking 52,100. Excuse me. So, looking at the reaction of wheat was up 4. Now wheat's up 4.25. So let's look at recent news. Crop conditions came out Monday. Quickly going over that. Cotton slipped over the last week. The good to excellent category was 50%. Previous week was 52%. Let's look straight at Texas. Good to excellent, 42%. Previous week was 45%. Slipped 3 points, and that's really where the dryland cotton is suffering in West Texas, and that's starting to show here in the quality of the crop. Let's see, soybeans, good to excellent, 72%. That gained 1% over the previous week of 71%. Corn, good to excellent, is unchanged at 76%. Wheat, winter wheat's 89% harvested versus an average this time of the year of 86%. And we've got soybeans making a new high on the day right now. We'll get to that in just a second. Spring wheat, good to excellent, 68%. That's unchanged. And looking at soybeans and corn, they're ahead of schedule as far as the development of the crop. So this is an earlier developing crop and a good crop. Looking at recent price history, cotton market has seen a high 14 days ago of 75 cents, and then 9 days ago the low within this range was made at 71.54 for a range of 346 points. Now, looking at the seasonal correlation for cotton, it still is pointing up and points up into the area of 79 to 80. Market must first take out 75. The feeling is, if it does, we can see fun buying with that new high, which could take us quickly up to the next level. Soybeans. The high was made 4 days ago at 10.06. The low was made 3 days ago at 9.43. That's a 63% range in the recent days. It's the time of the year seasonally when both soybeans and corn make lows. It's toward the end of July, 1st of August, and typically, what the seasonal typically does is it will bounce for 3 weeks to as much as a month toward the end of August, first part of September, and then after that it will sell back off toward the 1st of October. That's the typical pattern. Doesn't always follow it, but we are at a time of the year when we usually have a bounce. Let me emphasize a bounce, and then with what feels like an oversold market on top of that, stage certainly is set for one that could have a nice move up. That's for both soybeans and corn. What that means for soybeans, we could see that market moving back to 10.20 to 10.40. Right now it's at 9.66. Corn, recent high of 3.46 6 days ago, recent low of 3.29 3 days ago. That's a 17-cent range. Upside potential there is back toward 3.65 to 3.70, and right now it's at 3.35. Wheat, recent high was 4.35 1/4 for September wheat 9 days ago. The low of 3.99 1/4 3 days ago. That's a 36-cent range. It seems to be moving somewhat in sympathy with corn and beans. We could see a bounce there and maybe see it back toward 4.40 to 4.50, and right now it's at 4.15. So let's review one last time as we conclude. Cotton market is up about 20 to 22. It was up 8 before this report. It did have a bigger bounce than this. It's settled down right now. November soybeans are up 11 1/4. It was up 7 just before the report. The corn market right now is at 3.36, up a penny. It was unchanged just before the report. The wheat market is right now up 4.5. It was up 4. So all these markets have firmed up some since the export sales report came out. That is it for today. Thanks for joining us for the E3 Weekly Market Report, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you.